YouTube mode.
Pictures of Spider-Man!
Okay, YouTube mode, take 2. Okay, today is Thursday, September 14th, and there has been a new Guild Wars 2 bit of news. This is the studio update they released today. Greetings, Tyrion. On August 28th, we celebrated the 11th anniversary of Guild Wars 2's launch, 11 years. And while any anniversary is cause for celebration, this year's anniversary was made more special by the launch of Guild Wars 2 Soto, our 4th expansion. It's truly a privilege to be able to continue supporting Guild Wars 2 into its 11th year and beyond, and the strong support of our community makes that possible. Not only did we launch Guild Wars 2 Soto on August 22nd, day before my birthday, but we also transitioned to a new approach for releasing expansion content that will ensure that we can deliver game updates more consistently for more areas of the game. So far, things are going even better than expected. I'll come back to that. In fact, so many people turned up to play Soto on launch day that we had to quickly spin up more game servers than we'd anticipated needing to accommodate the influx of players. That's awesome. The dust from the release has mostly settled, but we're still focused on addressing lingering issues from the launch build and triaging feedback. We'll have one more bug fix scheduled for September 26th, which is in about 2 weeks, and then we'll be turning our full attention to the next major quarterly release, which as of today is less than 2 months away. But what happens between each major quarterly update? The space between. As outlined in our August 22 launch blog, and there's a link, as always I'll have a link to what I'm reading down below if you want it. Each of our annual expansions will be broken down into 4 major releases. In addition to the story systems update and other content added in those 4 releases, each one will introduce a fresh set of Wizards Vault rewards and objectives. In the months between each update, we'll release a profession balance update and a festival, or 2 depending on the time of year, and run bonus events. We might also make updates to the core game, i.e. content not related to the latest expansion in this period, but that may not always be the case. We've run week-long bonus events before, and we're excited to make them make a return in the periods between expansion updates. We'll be updating some of our existing bonus events to reduce the amount of manual developer effort required to run them, which will make it easier to deploy them more regularly. Just to kind of touch on this for a second, so like right now, one of the bonus event going on right this second as I record this is Fractal Rush. And right now, if you do challenge mode Sunqua, there is a large portion of the fight where the boss just stands there. Like, you just beat on her until she's down to like half health or 60% health or something, and she just stands there and lets you do that, and then she'll actually start fighting back normally after that. Likewise, in Shattered Observatory, Fractal Challenge mode, the second boss, the lady with the big marbles, that came out wrong. She will also, if you get her to 66% health, she will just stand there from 66 to dead, and she won't do anything. Both of those bosses, from what I understand from talking to other players that do fractals more regularly than I do, broke on the release of Soto and have not been fixed yet. And so I think it's kind of funny that they're doing a Fractal Rush right now, while 2 of the biggest bosses in Fractals just stand there and let you wail on them. I don't know. Maybe saying something, calling some attention to it will help. We're also carving out some dev time to add entirely new bonus events to the rotation in the future, with the goal of having bonus events occur much more regularly. If you have a cool idea for a bonus event, whether it's focused on PvE, PvP, or World v World, please drop a comment on our forums. Here's my idea. Take the social awkwardness thing from Fractals and put it in World v World, so that people cannot walk within 1 or 2 feet of each other. So that the blob meta, everyone just suddenly goes boof and gets blown apart into a huge cloud. And like, you know, if Guardian puts up a bubble to block enemy arrows, like only 5 people fit under the bubble, and everyone else is just screaming, "Let me in," and wailing on the door. I'm not even invested in World v World. I just want to see the blob meta fall apart for a weekend and just see what happens. I think it would be beautiful. I think it would be glorious. So that's my idea. All right, the Fractal Rush a bonus event is running right now and will be available through this coming Tuesday, September 19th. During this time, complete Fractal the Mist to progress bonus achievements and earn rewards, and 2 of the bosses just stand there and let you kill them, and they pay really well. As a reminder, bonus event information is displayed in the in-game UI on the right-hand side of your screen, so you'll always know when one is running. So what they mean by that, just to go into the game real quick, is over here, like it says bonus event Fractal Rush, they're talking about that. Okay. And then there's a picture of some World v World friends having a good time. World versus World restructuring and alliances. Since 2021, the World v World team has spent most of their time working on the World Restructuring System, a World v World infrastructure overhaul intended to produce fairer and more engaging matchups for World versus World. It's a complicated system, which you can learn more about here. There's a link. Up until recently, we've been considering the Alliance Management UI a required part of shipping the World Restructuring System, which means that players are not currently getting much value from all the work we have already put in. Many of the back-end functions for balance and matchmaking already work at the World v World Guild level. It's extremely valuable for us to get consistent live data from players about how it's working for them, so getting the system permanently online is now our first priority. With the reprioritizing, we will not be opening the Alliance's systems to beta testing this year. We will refocus on delivering an always-on version of World Restructuring to players as soon as possible. From there, we want to evaluate the new player experience, collect your feature requests, and monitor live data to allow us to make World Restructuring the best system it can be. One major priority in the perpetually active version of World Restructuring is growing and tuning the various criteria we use for matchmaking to create our World v World teams. Our goal here is to build a system with enjoyable experiences across a variety of player types so matchups feel as rewarding as possible. We don't have a timeline to share now, but we'll keep you updated. That's a real bummer. So again, I don't World v World much lately, but this is a real bummer. So they first announced World versus World alliances, I want to say 2018? I might be wrong. I welcome correction if I'm wrong on that. And then I think in 2021, they said, okay, we're starting on it. And everyone was joking around like, wait, what? What have y'all been doing the last 3 years? So, you know, maybe right after they announced they were going to do it, whoever was in charge said no, you know, and reallocated resources somewhere else and, you know, and told them not to. I don't know, but they went like completely radio silent for a few years. And then in 2021, they said, okay, we're doing it for real now. And then that was, you know, just over 2 years ago that they said that they're starting it for real, and it's still not done. Now, I am not a programmer. I am not going to pretend for a second. I am not going to sit here and be like, how hard can it be? Oh, this is so easy. I am not saying that. I'm just saying it's really freaking unfortunate because it's been 5 years since they first announced they were working on this. And I'm sure they're hard at work trying to make it work now, and it's probably very frustrating for them how long it's taking to figure this out. But it's dang unfortunate how long that it's, yeah, the people that want it most have been basically, like, waiting for this to come out for almost as long as Berserk fans have been waiting for a new issue. So it's just unfortunate. All right, until next time. We'll share the dates for other bonus events as they draw near. The in-game Halloween festivities will run from October 17th to November 7th. Sometime around then, you can also expect to hear about the next major update for Guild Wars 2 Sept. On a closing note, for a few years now, we have been and will continue to be a hybrid office, with many of our employees working entirely from home. That's fine. There's a lot we love about that, but we also really like having the opportunity to get together in person to learn and work together. A significant number of our studio employees will be doing just that next week, so we'll be a little quieter here on our official channels as we take advantage of that time. Wait, what? Wait, what? So you're saying that you're going to have more people in the office, so you're going to read the forums less? Okay, that sounds very backwards, but all right. So we'll be a little quieter here, blah, 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 but we'll see you in Tyria, the Guild Wars 2 team. They're having a party? Yeah, they're having a party? I don't know. I guess. I would think the whole thing is like, oh, we're in the office, so we're really focused on work, so we're going to be watching this. Okay, so I guess that's it for the studio update. So yeah, they just kind of did a recap of what has happened recently, talked about lingering issues. So let's quickly talk about lingering issues. I could do a whole video on this, and I might, but one of the biggest lingering issues right now is damage. I completely I expect, anticipate, and also hope that they are going to nerf the absolute hell out of damage from players in the upcoming patch. It is too dang high. It is too high. To keep in mind, as a horizontal progression game, you know, in Guild Wars 2, it doesn't take long to get level 80, and then it's like you go over, you know, level 0, 10, 20, 30, up to 80, and then they just keep adding things to do at 80, okay? Now, at 80, you've got Veil Guardian, the very first raid boss, And you've also got Harvest Temple Challenge Mode, the hardest strike mission in the game, which are completely different in terms of difficulty, but they're meant to be done by the same level character. Now, power creep has been a very real thing over the 5 years that I've been making content for the game. Most recently, with Weapon Master specialization, Weapon Master training, every elite spec got access to at least 2 more weapons. And then every core spec got access to at least 3 more weapons. 80 or 90 new combinations came out, which they were not balanced. You know, there's no way they could balance that many right on the go. And our damage, like, I think the highest damage build right now is a 49,000 damage per second pistol-wielding Scourge. Like, it is insane. Now, keep in mind, if you have everyone in your raid doing over, like, 10k, then you're gonna skip phases on some raid bosses. 20k, pff, you're golden. 50, you're not even gonna see him do certain attacks. It's so quickly. And then, that's not even talking about PvP. In PvP, it looks like an FPS right now. This is a tab-targeting MMO where people are one-shotting each other out of stealth. Like, you should not be having one-shots in a tab-targeting MMO. It's not a first-person shooter. There's so many ways they could do this. They could tackle individual classes, like, okay, when a Scourge uses a pistol, it's half as strong, which is still going to be insane. Yeah, they could do, like, targeted things like that, or they could do something massive across the board, like, you know, quickness is too strong, instead of 50% speed, now it's going to be 25. Like, I don't know, I'm just spitballing here, but I'm expecting some major nerfs to the output of player damage, because it is so high that we are, like, trivializing and breaking virtually all content in the game. And, like, right now, I would expect if a new player goes into PvP, which is already like a smaller subset of the player base, and tries it out, and they just get one shot, they're gonna be like, why am I trying this? And they're not going to go back. So, talking about lingering issues and triage and stuff like that, the number one thing on my mind when I read that is player damage has gotten too high. Just like way too high. So I'm expecting to see that. Honestly, if I don't see something on that on September 26th, I'll be very surprised. You know, I could be wrong. I've been wrong many times before, but I would be very surprised if that's the case. But okay, so that's it. They talked about that. You know, this was more of a reminder. Like, this is all information we have. They just reminded us about stuff. There's this is a recap of the past, and then this is unfortunate. I feel like this is kind of a compliment sandwich. They said just some stuff up here so that this wasn't just the front and center thing. So World v World, no more beta testing this year, and until next time. All right, so yeah, and if you've got any feedback, if you think I'm wrong about anything, I welcome correction, questions, problems, thoughts, concerns, put them in the comment section down below, and I will see you next time.